It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the touchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, MaiyegunDiary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say MaiyegunDiary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make you shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, MaiyegunDiary Politico, Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. MaiyegunDiary, Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun ti dé.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast, okay? Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them Maiyegun today.
Politico.
It's been 30 days.
Someone
saying that it is renewed shege for now. Some are saying that the senior brother of Shege Banza, is still coming. The last 30 days. President Kolu.
Very Facebook.
They said don't call them the Agbadomites, just call them the Batidiots. They living in a different world from what reality is, yeah? share this broadcast. You kind of love the picture, don't you? The Wailing Wailer Season 2 form is out now. A lot of you are going to pick up your forms in the coming days and weeks. Share this broadcast. Thank you. Maiyegun today. And if you are joining us just now, please share the broadcast, okay? Subscribe to my channel. I am on the race towards 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thanks to all of you who subscribed and you stayed back. You never left. I appreciate all your support, I have to say. So tonight, we are picking up on what you can call a review, self-assessment. And if they are not going to do it, or they will continue to do it wrongly, again, numbers don't lie. Last 30 days of Kolu the result is out. However, a lot of them are still living in denial, but there are a few things I'm going to say before we get into this. I am not a prophet, and I am not a seer, but I am somebody who loves to live in reality, who loves to live in what you can see and touch and feel, not something that you can imagine, okay? Now, with the trajectory that these criminals have taken in the first place, right? We know where this is headed. But let me make these few statements, okay? There are things that are bound to happen. There are things that are never or likely ever going to happen. From my own small lenses here, yeah? Things that are likely not going to happen. One is to see their courts remove Kolu. That will be the news of the century, right? Because since 1979, since they have been having elections in Nigeria and Charade and all that, the fraud that followed it, they've never been able to reverse it. That is that, Abi. Now, comparing the criminal, the law, the drug lord is antecedent, right, towards power, then you can say it is unlikely. Not impossible, because I don't want to kind of dash it completely for you. What is also never going to happen is that whatever hardship you are facing in Nigeria today, if they are telling you that it is a sacrifice, give it time, things are going to come back to normal. By the time their policies start taking shape, that is also something that I'm very sure will never happen. What will happen that I'm quite sure of is that, one, a lot of you are going to have to adjust to this new Tinubu era. You would have to adjust to this new style of hardship. A lot of you will have to kind of jump out of the la-la land of expectation right now. You are going to end up on the streets too. You don't see yourself as that right now. Don't worry. They'll push you to that. So which simply means I will be here putting parts in parts. Call me names you want to, but I will always make you kind of see the reality. I mean, put you in that picture. This is not something that you can say, oh, I just joined that guy's channel and then I thought he was going to give me political. No, I'm not giving you political strategy or anything. No. I'm putting you in the picture Because that is what is missing. A lot of us believe that when something is not happening to us, possibly they are actually not happening. Maybe they are just being over-exaggerated. Or maybe it's because they don't even like their people. That is why they don't say anything good about them. Do you get that, right? If it's not happening to you, it's possibly not happening, right? Now, how do you then make you live in reality that, listen, in Nigeria that we know now, the survivors of yesterday, they are the potential victims of today. You see, those who survive today, they are also the potential victims of tomorrow. The victimization or becoming the victim of that failed leadership that is leading to a failed country. The victims, all of us are just victims in the waiting. So what does Maiyegun do? What Maiyegun does is that I try my best that I take your mind off whatever you think is so important. When you read all these horrible things happening in Nigeria, and you just kind of chuckle, like, well, that's Nigeria all the time, that's them again. Oh, that's very bad. Oh, it's a very bad thing. Oh, great. Well, I'm glad I'm not there, and all of that. So what I do is to bring you into that picture in a way that you will begin to see the danger of ignorance, the one that a lot of us believe we could get away with by hiding behind every excuse that we can give in kind of absolving ourselves from whatever is happening in Nigeria. That's what I do, okay? If you are a bigot, hiding behind one Nigeria, I could put you in your place. In fact, you could put yourself in your place. You will know where you belong. That you are a liar. And if you continue to lie to people, fine. But when you lie to yourself and you begin to believe in lie, you are lying to yourself. I will remind you that you are just a victim in the waiting, just like me. Okay? So in the process, maybe, just maybe, when people begin to see the consequences of their actions or inactions, okay, taking sides because of one flimsy reason or another, pitting yourself exactly where they want you to be in all of their political agendas, by the way, right? So what Maiyegun does is, even if you are kind of flowing in all that, that mind, you were right, one Nigeria, pray for this and that, or, whatever you tell yourself. On this platform, I managed to kind of bring you back to reality. And by so doing, right, a lot of people get to see that, oh my God, this whole thing is a charade. It is actually Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. Nobody really loves Nigeria if we actually put it in the truest context of it. Nobody. Genuinely. In fact, if you ask them who is a Nigerian, a lot of them will give you different meaning as it means to them. Nothing nationalistic, nothing uniting. It is so toxic that it has become like a normal. For example, a typical Nigerian will tell you confidently that Igbos will never become president of Nigeria. And he believes that. Yet, they want one country which is fraud. So what I do is this. Whether they have deceived you by ethnic, whatever, deceived you by religious, whatever, deceived you by any other thing they put you behind that make you feel in that your inner you, that somehow, wherever you are either more advantaged than other Nigerians because of where you come from. What I do is this. For example, when they say, Emi Lokan, Yoruba Lokan, I mean, if nobody is that smart to read history, okay, that out of 63 years of Nigeria's independence, Northern Nigeria has ruled Nigeria for over 45 years of those years. But guess what? The poorest country, the poorest part of Nigeria is Northern Nigeria. The poorly educated region in Nigeria is Northern Nigeria. All right? So what has that leadership done for them? Even though it was meant to be theirs, it was meant to be their turn. 47 years. Think about that. And then the rest, shared by who? Southern Nigeria. Okay? So it is never because of you. So if those ones no work, 8 years of Bukwari, 8 years. Remember? They said because a Southerner was in charge, an infidel Christian was in charge. That was why Boko Haram was expanding, gaining strength in northern Nigeria. Then there came a Fulani Muslim northerner. What happened to the north? Did their life change? Did the topography change? Did anything change in them in 8 years for better? Abi? So it is not your turn. When they say Yoruba turn, they are telling you that it is the turn of your criminals. And if you have no sense of history, Bokwari should serve something very, very so recent for you that you can celebrate, you can jubilate, do all of that. But in reality, where are you? Where exactly did they place you? None of them love Nigeria. You don't treat something you love like that. Ask yourselves, the way you love yourself or you love your family or you love anything you actually value in your life today, would you treat them the way they are treating Nigeria right now? Or Nigerians generally? Would you? Is that how you treat something you love? Something that gave you everything? This guy got everything. Everything. Right? So once you begin to see that in Nigeria, they give you tag, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Christian, Muslim, Northerner, Southerner, APC, PDP, Labour, this, that. All those are the title they give to you just to identify where they want to place you. Today, everybody knows their place when it comes to that. But there is something that unites everybody. It is the hardship that comes from those who are supposed to love Nigeria. They want you to keep sacrificing, but you know it will never come down. The audacity is so daring, and the dance of the people who can see this clearly is so kind of staggering, scary. But on MaiyegunSDiary Politico, if you choose to spend your time abusing me, enjoy it. Okay? When you finish abusing me here, defending these criminals, you will go out there and pay 600 naira per liter. Yes, you would pay it. Now, in reality, take a look. In reality today, right? Somebody who told you it will hit ground running, right? Today, nothing else has changed other than the further devaluation of your naira. That's what has changed. Okay? Apart from that, your salary, your earning, they are still what? The same. No plan to kind of reject that. Forget that. Now, today, this is where it takes you to fuel your car. I know a lot of you are making different adjustments and all of that, all right? But this is real life now, okay? It is quite different from I am trying to, we will show you. You go see shege and all of that stuff that you say to yourselves. This doesn't even kind of discriminate whether you are for Kolu or you are for this and that. All these policies from day one, when they announced them, I was one of those who told you, you will see hell. You better be prepared. And if they tell you that you have to make sacrifices, and they are not making any, right? Anyway, from the reports, the last 30 days, this is the headline of Kalu Okpara. Thank you very much, by the way. I had to put that up or else I'm going to kind of miss it in the comments. Right. So the last 30 days, you've had the fuel subsidy removal, the Forex Naira floating, the pronouncement, I told you, handling of the National Assembly's leadership, this appointment of service chiefs, Emefiele's arrest, proposed VAT on diesel, and all of that stuff. But in reality, the last 30 days of Tinubu being just in charge, making pronouncements that have become, you know, the order of the day, right? So electricity cost has tripled in Nigeria. Fuel prices tripled. You know, it was meant to be 165 naira. But today, they are telling them that they should get ready from tomorrow. You'll be buying your fuel at 600 naira minimum in southern part of Nigeria, while in northern part of Nigeria, it is expected to be at least 700 naira. Now, what this means is that from tomorrow, you are likely going to end up, at least for some time, you're likely going to have to pay as much as 1,000 naira per liter across Nigeria, right? So transportation cost has tripled as well. Yeah, flight tickets in Nigeria has doubled. So these days, you know, most airlines have kind of, you know, doubled or nearly tripled their own flight ticket too. You know, purchasing power of the people. I'm talking about the money in the pocket of the people, sort of a shrink because they've devalued that as well. This is not even limited to those who are poor people. Okay, according to this data, they said all of the billionaires in Nigeria in the last 30 days, they lost half of their money too. So not be only you, they feed Tinubu, I tell you. Okay, and we are talking about legit businessmen and all that. I know they are telling you that the stock has improved, the stock rise and all of that nonsense, Abby, but in reality, that is not true. Okay, so going forward, they said more Nigerians have been plunged into poverty, which is also true. 4 million Nigerians have now shrunk. I mean, you know, dumped in that poverty basket. From the, you know, from the available data, right? If this trajectory continues, right, by 2030, right, you will have over 180 million Nigerians living in abject, excruciating poverty. And think about that. Currently, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. So imagine if it's actually going to get worse with this trajectory because more have shrunk into poverty. So then they brought out a scam student loan, a signal to tell you that if you are paying any maintenance school fees in your different federal institutions in Nigeria, so you should go and brace up. You will need to go and apply for student loan because your school fees are there's going to be tuition now. Okay, so since they have already promised you student loan, so you have no excuse. So you go and borrow money. Once they tell you, once you resume that your next tuition is now going to be 200,000 naira, 180,000 naira, 400,000 naira. So for those who can afford, right, you will have to add that to whatever you have, whatever has also increased in your household right now, in your expenditure. You have to add that, okay, if you can afford it. For those who can't, you need to begin to look for student loan bank, okay, education bank. They haven't started, I mean, they haven't kind of opened them yet, okay. They still have to like put the law, they build together the law, and then they pass down whatever be, okay. So now if they open the banks, they would have to also wait on a central bank to put money there for your children to be able to access them. And for some people who said, you know, it is easier to become the president of Nigeria than to access the student loan. Maybe, you know, you would have to brace up for that too. It's part of the announcement. Okay. Now, they said they floated the naira. I mean, floated the dollar, blah, 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 with empty mouth. Okay. So since they made the announcement, they told you, they said it's going to keep going up and at some point it's going to start coming down. Okay. That is when they have, you know, in their custody, the amount of dollars they want to pump into the market because they believe that what they need is to look for some dollars, pump them into the market, into the banks, okay? And by so doing, people will have access to them, all right? And they can control how much they will exchange the money for, all right? So just like another Buharinomics, Emefiole strategy, they are doing same, throwing money at it. But guess what? The money is going into what? It's going into the private hands of those. They will select to handle them. You hear about them. You hear so many bogus news that will say things are this or that. But in reality, you will come back to Maiyegun and say, Maiyegun, you did say it, okay? So from, what do you call it? From tomorrow, the import duty in Nigeria is also going to go up, okay? So to those of you who are into importation of cars, those of you who are into importation of cars and all that, this 40% increase or 40% import duty or so, this is what this means in, literally in this visual context, okay? So if you are bringing any car or taking any cars into Nigeria, it simply means this is what you are paying as extra to what you used to pay in this case, okay? So all of these are according to Kolu, even before now, he did say where he kind of advocated for reducing people's purchasing power and then, expanding the tax net. This doesn't make any sense. I'm not an economist, right? So if you really want to expand your tax net, where would you put the money? You put the money in the hands of the macro and then macro, economy, Abi. Then you go further into a bigger one, manufacturing, where people will get employed in large numbers, and then they get to pay more taxes. Or if you reduce their purchasing power and they have no job, and you are increasing their taxes for those who are paying, I don't understand, but this is what that means, Sha.
And this is where I will stop and appeal to Professor Yemi Osibajo, the Vice President, and his team. Put a huge question mark on any increase on VAT, please. If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the nets get bigger and we take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the country instead of additional layer of taxes. For now, I stop there.
So put a question mark on this increased tax, blah, 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 blah. Then he went on to blab about slowing down the economy, purchasing power of the people, and blah, blah, Anyway, whatever that means, they are now happening. So you have a choice, a chance, all right, to begin to brace up for all that still coming. But let me take you through down to Ijebu, where Kolu, the other day people were talking about his convoy. That why should, in a country where today a lot of people can't even afford to buy the fuel anymore, okay? And so many others are quite finding alternative means of transportation because they couldn't afford the main transportation anymore. And they saw their politicians displayed hundreds of cars in convoy to welcome Tinubu. Anyway, their argument is quite still on when Kolu decided to take a trip down to Ijebu. This time, just to go and say thank you to the people of Ogun State. According to him, he invoked the spirits of Ogun people when he realized that Emefiole and gang, they were about to stop him from becoming president. So this probably is just to go and say a thank you to the Igbaerumoles in Ijebu. We've quite picked a few other things he had to say there. So let's go there, then we'll go to Egba, then we'll go back to Lagos. And we'll go here and there as well tonight, right? So yesterday in Ijebu, where Kolu met with Ogbagba Awujale of Ijebu land, Obasikiru Adetono. Here, quite mix of Yoruba and English. I'll do my best to keep you up to date on that, right?
Lady Baba President. Few people really emulate your courage, your steadfastness, and your frankness. I just come to say thank you. I made a promise before the primary. I will come back. And there's something Tevani Kimaru. Kino Julet. Ma Julet. Any Kalam Sobe. Malo. Adupelo Olong. Ipe ile isoju emi is enough. Ìgbà tí election kọjá tí ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù òyìn lólẹ̀ agídí lẹ fi dá mi lóhùn but ìjọ tẹ fóònù ìgbé kí n fún yín ní appointment ẹ came before an appointment.
I told you it's kind of a mixture of Yoruba and English there. So what he was saying is, during the primaries and all that, he promised the ruler of Ijebu land that he will come back to see him after the election, right? That the last time he was speaking to him on the phone, it was like, it was like down, like his voice was quite down and he was, Then the king asked if Tinubu could give him an appointment. He was going to come and see him. So that's when he laughed at, no, I mean, you are an elderly person. I mean, that's your way of saying, I should come and see you. So I would rather come and see you. He said more, right?
So, mo rí láti ìgbà tá a ti ṣe inauguration ìjọ tá a ti ṣe swearing níṣẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó bá yín dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé ó ṣojú ẹ̀mí yín orúnkún tó yọ yín lẹ́nu á sàn o Ọlọ́run á tó o. Nigeria, Ọlọ́run á tó kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin kábíyèsí àti àwọn olóyè tó wà ní kalẹ̀. I want to say thank you very much. Ogun has been very inspirational for me. It's an homecoming for me. And I owe so much to all of you. So much to thank you for. Because the way you've taken me, the way you've responded to me, all I can say is thank you. May you live long. May you live to see a better Nigeria. Amen. A prosperous Nigeria. Thank you.
Amen. That was why he said that God will fix Nigeria. God will settle Nigeria. But he's quite happy that the Awujale of Ijebu land is alive to witness him becoming president. That is, that is knee problem, that God will fix it, okay? And God will fix Nigeria as well. But there is more. I want you to listen to all of it. I mean, That's what he's been up to in the last few days anyway, well, in the last few hours. Again, Paulu.
Mike, thank you, my brother, for being here. We are very proud of you and your contribution to the Nigerian economy. Please have your seat. The rest, we're going to talk in privacy. To all the of us, elected officials, and particularly my friend Daniel, well, we are seeing you in a new abode, Abuja. So you will have to be there with us. To many of you, thank you for being there for me and for being there for the country. You've demonstrated so much loyalty, so much commitment, voted at a very crucial time. Your monies were confiscated. The cash swap didn't work. It was terrible then. I realized that. And I came to Ogun State.
You know, that's him talking about Buhari's cash swap, change of naira. Okay? That people were suffering. So he went to Ogun State and then he invoked the spirit of Ogun people. Let's listen to that.
Which we are noted for. I invoked that spirit twice. The spirit of Baba is a Milokan. That's Baba. Being blunt, being incisive, that's him. He will tell you. And the second spirit is that money or no money, I'm a Ijebu. I'm a Wailing. And that, ever since, it's been the spirit that is driving me to serve. I'm honored, Baba. I am honored. I just come to respond to whom calling, saying, I need to see you. Baba, here's your president. It is your son. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I thank God for you being alive to witness today. To witness the results of the election and pray for we, your children. You have an uncommon courage. You gave it to us. You pass it on. You utilize it to serve and to invoke the spirit.
And it was like, oh shit, Shama Dinrobo Shama Julamba Elo. I hope you know that inside this place. You go pay. I am from Ijebu, and I have been to Awujale's palace. And traditionally, or by tradition, everybody is son and all that. Okay? But yeah, it was a moment also to quickly cut some, some favor there for those who are present. Or he was able to throw that again to say the spirit of Emilokon that he said in Ogun State was from Awujale. And that one was there like, oh yeah, my baby trabaye law, you go shall pay. It told you Benny. After all this video, everybody come out, we'll go inside, go talk. Okay? So where I get interest will be seen on my own, and I want I have my children, my sons and daughters, Ijebu sons and daughters that want to hold this and that in this new enterprise, Nigeria. I want Lokon Abi, Ijebu Lokon, Yoruba Lokon. So the elite and their friends and their sons and their daughters and everybody will have to kind of, that's how it goes. Oh, when they say Mi Lokon and you say because you are Yoruba Lokon, Waje. And you understand better anyway. It's a matter of time. So Awujale was just like, okay, Oshe, continue. I mean, Baba also spoke now. And as a father, I was like, it's true. Now me pass on to you. Now me train all of you to become, good. It's me.
Ẹ̀dá lè ṣe fún ara ẹ̀ yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tó lọ́n bá fẹ́ sí olúwa ẹ̀. Nígbà tẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, Ọlọ́run gba ọ̀dọ̀ yín sọ̀rọ̀ ní ó ti kà ẹ́. Ọlọ́run má yẹ kó kàn wá fara. Ó yí bíríbírí, ó yí kan lé o. Oyi biribiri.
Oyi kan wá o, ṣé ọba mi. Oyi kan wá o, àánú Olúwa yí kan wá. Kẹ́pẹ́ ọba mi, kẹ́pẹ́.
Eléyìí ìgbà tó bá sọdún bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn àfọyẹ.
Àmín.
Ìta wí yìí, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
Àmín.
Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Àmín.
Oyi biribiri oyi kan wá o. Owó Nàìjíríà yí kan wá o. Oyi biribiri ó ti kan wá o. If Awujale, that Awujale knee, Kabiesi's knee, they don't treat it in Nigeria. Kabiesi's health and all of that is being taken care of outside Nigeria. Imagine that elderly man, old man, having an medical emergency, and they have to strap him into a car, drag him to Lagos, from Lagos, bump him into a plane, and fly him for another 6 or 14 hours to go and see a doctor and all of that. And that's the reality. Sure, you get, that is what that is. Because politicians who go to his place every now and then, they can't be told or told off. Sure, you get. So Awujale, Kabiesio, Ogbagba. So meanwhile, there was actually a drama of getting Kolu there. I don't know if any of you, somebody said this Ijebu. You see, the elite right now, you don't know how many Ijebu businessmen, politicians, home and abroad, we don't send letter go Awujale Palace. The moment they receive the notification that Kolu will come there, that drama of TV, everything, that one will be gone. Awujale would tell them he would take him into his bedroom. That's what he does. If you're a governor or president or anything, the moment they do all those drama and all that, he himself would take you. I mean, he's old now. It's not like it was anymore. So he will take you to his bedroom. That is where you have all the charts. That is where you will see Awujale. And because of your position, whatever Awujale asks from you that moment, if you don't do everything, you go do more than 80% of it. Ask Jonathan. Ask Bokwari. Here you get. And this time around there, you see that smile. Oyi biri biri oyi kanwa o. You will still never see good road in Ijebu, unfortunately. Ijebu will still have any good road. Won't still have any, good hospitals. Won't still have any real infrastructure. Ijebu, I am from Ijebu, and you can tell. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. So if you look at that gathering in that Awujale Palace, you will see former minister from Ogun State, former governors, former this, former rep, former senator, former present governor, present this, present that. The people that are driving through the muddy, dusty roads. And the backward state of Ogun State, unfortunately. So, meanwhile, getting Kolu down, I mean, he's the press idiot now.
Keep it there. Go. Hey, snake. Hey, shoot, snake. Go.
Ball. You hear that flute that from Ijebu? Say, Kabo. Ọmọ abílẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ kílẹ̀ lanu Kabo. Kolu. Well, after the Ijebu deal, it was, Ojudi Oba today. How many of you are currently at Ojudi Oba or planning to go to Ojudi Oba in Ijebu Day? The best Ileya carnival ever in the whole world. The most glamorous. Yeah? You should try it. Ojudi Oba, 3 days after Ileya. Oh dear. So anyway, without causing any congestion in Ijebu for their party today, so he visited yesterday and then straight to Egba. Those ones actually added a drama. I'll show you. When they go to Alake of Egba, Obagbadebo, who played host to Kolu. So from the entrance, as if I still have that clip. Okay, I do. It was like, ba, but not immediately. Take a look. Somebody said that Maiyegun is happy that Kalu visited Ijebu. That must be sarcasm, isn't it? Oh, I'm so happy he visited Ijebu. No, I am happy that I was talking about Ojudioba. And you know what that means? It's just to let you know that outside all of this nonsense and all that, there's actually something that is happening in Ijebu today. And if you have never been there, right? I understand how you probably saw that expression on my face. I've missed that 11 years. I haven't been, unfortunately. So did you see that? Right? Back into that Ake Palace where Kalu, I mean, this is the one where like, boom, 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 like going inside, not like the first one. No. Listen.
Excellent.
Excellency, sir.
001. 001.
Wanted to be called president, and now he is being called president. 001, Jagaba 1, and the rest. Does that not remind you of Sai Baba? Ah, Sai Baba, Sai Baba, ah, Sai Baba, Sai Baba, everywhere Sai Baba, Sai Baba. Ah, I don't see amo. Now the Buhari be that. I don't see amo. Ye, almost Sai Baba. Nothing you are seeing right now is new. Unfortunately, people where they shout Sai Baba, remember, some of them are still alive, or some of them, they are alive, but they are walking dead. So, unfortunately, but I mean, some are still alive, okay? And right, in this same lifetime, we saw them call Sai Baba to Kai Baba, Kai Baba, Kai Baba, Kai Baba, Kai Baba. Say Sai Baba, hi, Kai Baba. So yeah, Jagabandit, 001, number 1. When the shege hold you tight and you begin to have your deep voice turn to soft voice, Jagaban, 1, Jagaban, number 1, 001. Baba, until it choke. And sometimes it can get to this, like, see this transitional from, I love them, get them out, to,
this is the governor of Lagos State. Are you with me? My friend, do you know what? Use this poster to block all this shit up. APC. This is the governor of Lagos State. So we don't want anybody. APC. You understand? Ashiwaju for president. Ashiwaju for what? For president. Nobody go for Ashiwaju Lekoyi. You're nobody. APC. Continuity. Fuck PDP. Tọ́ra máa náwó ẹ̀ o, tọ́ sọ wẹ́ pé tó bá tán èèyàn ló máa kó, èèyàn kọ́kọ́ ní kú o, owó ti tán, ọjọ́ àìpé gàrí ni mo mú. Wàá mú gàrí ẹ̀, orí gàrí, wàá mú gàrí ẹ̀ fẹ́ pẹ́. Kò sówó náírà lọ́wọ́ mi, kò sówó kankan lọ́wọ́ mi, gàrí mo mú láti jẹta, sówó kankan lọ́wọ́ mi. He's a governor.
Do you get it now? Do you know that reality is different from fantasy? That's the two words. Reality. Sorry, fantasy. Reality. If it shock you rich, you go stop shouting whatever you are telling yourself. You see, from that strength, from that strong voice. All of them out. To gentle of, if they tell you, say, if money finish, now human being go remain. It's a lie, yo. See, now Gary they drink. There is no human being that remain. My brother. Even when that Gary finished, he had to make a video. That video wasn't like that. Oh, that was him calling for help. In 1 month, just 1 month. Deceive me, turn yourself to a prayer mantis. You know that insect that is called a prayer mantis? That prayer, that kokoro where they pray all the time. Now, once one far like that, Otilo, deceive yourselves, tell yourselves all the lies, but internally, Shege Bansa. I'm not sure if this one don't see Shege Bansa or where they complain about 500 naira fuel price. We'll go back to that palace. We'll go back there. Just relieve some laugh if you have to.
Upon all this stress and pains I'm going through, at the end of the day, I'm still seeing my people buy fuel at rate of 520 naira. And the deal settled, the subsidy was paid till end of July. We are seeing in June, my people are buying the fuel. And you as a new president in the office, you are not saying anything. Are you conniving with these people to frustrate masses? Sir, we all drive away from Peter Obi just because we realize that he's a pretender. So if we are not driving away from Peter Obi just because he's a pretender, and the road we were facing now, we discovered that same person that we believe that is going to for masses is the same people is a pretender to us. Sir, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't dare us in this country, don't dare us. Some people are not eating. Some people they cannot walk freely just because they are campaigning for you. They use their life to campaign for you. Sir, you can send us to prison, you can do anything, you can arrest us, but we will never let you rest. If you continue selling food at rate of 520 naira and you are not saying anything, we use our life to campaign for you. We do have free movement just because we are campaigning for you. Now you are frustrating us. We need to talk at this point. If you don't have a final say, or the marketers should tell them they should stop selling food at rate of 520 naira after 3 weeks in the office. Sir, I am highly disappointed in you. I am highly disappointed in you because I thought after the meeting, you are going to instruct them to sell the fuel at 185 naira till ending of July before you decide on what to do. But as I'm talking to you now, we were saying you play the same role of Buhari because we all know that when they dictate for Buhari, they tell Buhari what to do. Now same thing is happening to you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me tell you, we are ready to die with your neck. We will drag with you because we use our life to campaign for you and we will never exist. Upon all this stress and pains and
you will die on your own. Let's be very clear. Okay? Everybody know why you won't die. You. No go die anybody's die. You. Are you with me? It's a matter of time. Like I said from the beginning, this is not coming down. That guy is ranting because of 520. The guy may not even get Okada out. But he go eat now. Go out there, go buy things and that. And they have just told him, no, you can't pay that anymore. The price has doubled, tripled because of the price of transportation. And 520 naira is talking about when you are going to pay 800 naira per liter, 1,000 naira per liter. Because what they are trying to make you believe is this. Everything you are doing right now, right? For example, in 2015, when these criminals first took power in Nigeria, you know what they did? Their propaganda machine, they were working overtime, okay? In fact, it was so effective that some people started feeling like maybe not just and they use on them. No, you haven't seen propaganda, or you probably don't even understand propaganda and mind work. But with 8 years of APC, Egbekegbe Bokwari, before social media defeated them, defeated all the propaganda, all the lies, to the point that they were unable to actually come out and push out any lie anymore, except when they come out to fight. Any small thing, they were ready to fight. If you ask them even ordinary question, they become agitated. Social media deflated them, destroyed them. Unfortunately, not everything got destroyed. These criminals, when they took over in 2015, their media said, because Bokwari has removed subsidy, that Nigeria saved 1.4 trillion naira in 30 days. 30 days, 1.4 trillion naira. Last, Nigeria ended up spending over 30 trillion naira on subsidy. Stolen one and 16 trillion actually paid to those nobody knows. Are you with me? The same subsidy they removed and saved money from the first 30 days of 2015. A lot of you have forgotten. It's okay. Stockholm syndrome. That is why these guys are still very much walking about parading themselves as your leaders. The day your Stockholm syndrome is cured, like so many of us, and the large number of people are cured, trust me, I won't even sweat it this much before you hold those criminals responsible. I mean, they are not responsible to anybody. No question, no answer, nothing. If you dare push too much, you will be labeled a rebel, a criminal, or something. Jailed, killed, exiled, whatever. So they are already saying it under Tinubu. They said they have saved 400 billion in 1 month because Tinubu removed subsidy. Somebody said, that's exactly 400 billion they have managed to mop out from all of you, squeezed from you. Because how do you explain this? They said they removed subsidy. Abi? Now, the scale of fueling your car did not just double, okay? They quintuple times 3. As it is right now, nobody explained how you were expected to actually cope or live with this. But in the last 30 days, they forced you to pay so much to God knows who, right? And they break the news that they have saved 400 billion naira. Now that you're going to have it officially hopped, 165 naira per liter to 800 naira per liter. Dollar from 160 naira to $1 to 700, 800 naira to $1. All of these with the ripple effect on the entire economy, your jobs and everything. If you still have a job right now, a lot of you knows that you can only have them for the next few days or few months, maybe another few months. If things continue like this, you'll be jobless because currently you are being told that you don't need to come to work all the time anymore. Maybe you should be working from home. In fact, maybe you should just be working 2 days or 3 days a week because they can't increase your salary. The business will die. They don't want to sack you yet because they need your service, but they can cut it down. So a lot of you are going through that in your small businesses, small job places right now. You have no idea why, Abi. Of course you should if you are smart enough. It is because call loose policy. They said na small sugar you go see. After that, your life go day better. But now let's continue with the jamboree. At least, the president is in town and everybody is, not everybody anyway, but I mean, you were happy to see him, aren't you? This particular one is just like inside, nothing said, but just for the optic. Yeah, and all of that, yapping and all that. But I've got something you could listen to because, I mean, it was ferried back to Lagos, okay, where they organized another reception for him, okay? It's called Homecoming Part 2, the second in 24 hours. Quite, true to cutting costs, sacrificing by everyone. It doesn't show that, that didn't show that they were sacrificing, all right? So yeah, back to Lagos, he made some statement too. I couldn't get one up where he said he could have easily just asked for his own share of the subsidy money instead of removing it. Like just make it business as usual and cut his, but God forbid. Everywhere they go right now, you will think saying that God you voted for, because everywhere they go, they say God will do it, God will do this. People need to know that God will be, you know what I mean? Like, you voted for God. Anyway, so they took him back to Lagos where he made other kind of assertions. And I want to play one before we go to the merry-go-round and all that drama that happened inside that place, if you don't mind.
I made a promise before the Baba to pray. I will come back to thank you for, because the way you've taken, the way you've responded to me, all I can say is thank you. May you live long. Amen. May you live to see a better Nigeria. Amen. A prosperous Nigeria. Amen. Thank you. Mike? Thank you, my brother, for being here. We're very proud of you and your contribution to the Nigerian economy. The rest, we're going to talk and practice. To many of you, thank you for being there for me and for being there for the country. You've demonstrated so much loyalty, so much commitment, voted at a very crucial time. Your monies were confiscated. The cash swap didn't work. It was terrible then. I had a time. And I came to State to invoke the spirit of freedom for which I invoke that spirit twice. The spirit of Baba is a miracle. That's Baba. Be blunt, be incisive, that's him. He will tell you. And the second spirit is that money or no money. How much? And that ever since it's been the spirit that is driving me to serve and honor. I am honored. I just come to respond to whom calling.
What we had the last time. However, indeed, let's actually go to Lagos now. Okay, so Sanwo-Iku, or should I say Lagos State government under Sanwo-Iku organized this Afukolu. Then it was kind of another reunion for all of them who had been governors in Lagos, in that kind of moment of saying, look at our achievement, let's see what we have done, see what we, you know what I mean? This is our example, kind of, right? And Ambode was there too. I'll show you. 1 sec. And then I think I had a place where Ambode went to go and greet Kolu on their stage, where have you? But there's also a particular speech which Kolu made at that place that I'm quite trying to pick up, to put up. But while I bring that up, right, or wait to bring that on, yeah, INEC is expected to return to court in the next 3 days, okay? So which is going to be the time to come back and then defend the numbers they announced for Kolu. So the defense period or their schedule has put up, right, is this. So the first respondent, INEC, will be on the show to tell, to tell the whole world how Kolu won. But there is this guy, Festus Okoye, who seems to be going on a media propaganda tour, lying. I mean, you all saw what happened, you witnessed what happened, or we all saw what happened, okay? However, these guys are telling themselves something different. He's doing the yeoman job. I will respond, or should I say, I will say something after this. You should. Please watch this. And the credit goes to Channels Television, by the way. Please.
Why the discrepancy?
It's not a discrepancy. We explained to Nigerians that there were challenges with uploading the presidential election results. And I'm using the word challenges as a layman's way of trying to explain what happened. The commission said that there was a glitch in terms of uploading the presidential election results. But you know, and I've said it times without number, the uploading of the results of the election into the INEC result viewing portal was to build public trust and also for the public to follow what goes on within and around the election process. But as you know, and as I know, the law, the Electoral Act 2022, gives every registered political party the opportunity to nominate polling agents, or what in popular parlance we call party agents, to be its eyes within the various polling units. And most of the political parties did nominate their polling agents. In fact, 3 of the political parties nominated over 176,000 polling agents. One of them nominated around 134,000 polling agents. So what that means is that each political party had the primary evidence at the level of the polling unit of those results. So I find it slightly difficult to understand why almost all the political parties are relying only on results uploaded to the various polling units when they apply to the commission and the commission accredited over 176,000 polling agents for each political party.
But you made the promise that you were going to put it there.
Yes.
You were the one who said IREF is going to work.
Yes.
It's worked in Osun, it worked in Ondo, and you said, Ekiti rather, and you said it's going to work. But you reneged on your promise.
No.
You failed on your promise.
No, nobody has said that it did not work. The result, you said it yourself, the results for the senatorial election was uploaded. That of the House of Representatives election was uploaded. Governorship election was uploaded. State assembly elections were uploaded. And it is only in the uploading of the presidential election results that we had a glitch. And we explained to Nigerians that this was exactly what happened. So it is not...
No, you have not explained to Nigerians what happened.
We did.
No, what did you say happened?
We said there was a glitch in terms of uploading of the presidential election results.
What's the nature of the glitch?
You know...
was it an issue of network or hosts issues, or what exactly is it? Is it a hardware problem, or the domain where you had your server or your porter domicile that was the problem?
You see, if you drag me into a digital and technological issue, I will get lost because I'm fundamentally a lawyer. So, as far as I'm concerned, there were challenges with uploading of the presidential election results. That issue of uploading, whether it was a hardware issue, whether it was a software matter, is already before the presidential election petition court, and I will not go into that. Moreover, my knowledge of technology is very, very limited. So if you drag me into technological related issues, I will just get lost in the process.
So this is it. Your mind, it might not be your expertise.
Yes.
But because this is an engagement that you had with Nigeria, a promise you made to Nigerians, this is INEC, the destiny of Nigerians and the Nigerian people's hopes and aspirations about a process which they believe INEC was going to be transparent and come straight to them. So if there was somebody who was responsible who failed in his duties, or if it was a machine problem or it's a human error, what failed? Is it human or machine?
Well, as an individual, I will have an opportunity of understanding the intricacies of what happened the moment we begin our own internal review process. And also the moment we also begin the external review process.
So INEC does not know now what really happened?
I've told you what I know.
No, the point is, sir, yes. And I know,
yes.
If they take light in this building right now, it could be a generator or from the source or solar. There are possible 3 ways by which we can generate power in this room right now. If they take light from the source, which is NEPA or PHCN, we put on our generator. If our solar fails, these are possible 3 ways. I'm not in that area, but I could tell you that power will be restored because our engineers are putting on the generator. So it could be that our engineer had gone to have dinner somewhere else, and that was why the gap of the minute in which they took light and we couldn't restore it. So that's what I'm asking. In layman terms, was it a human error or a machine error?
Did you tell how grown-up man or grown-up men will actually lie boldly because, according to them, they are just doing their job? They know the truth, but they can always massage lies and dress it nice and present it as a truth. And this is the problem: dishonesty, insincerity. And you tell people to go on. Like, what do you think injustice mean? Unfairness, what do you think it means? Cheating and all that. I mean, if a game is not going to be fair, why do you ask people to be part of it? All of these things matter, but in Nigeria, they're like, no, they don't beat you, they don't beat you. Go house. Then you see grown-up men lying on national and international television, stuttering, trying to find the right word to describe what they have just done. Nigeria. I'll play you that Carlos clip. Then we can continue. This one was his statement from Lagos. Let me see if I can attach it this way. And then we can just hear that, okay? Just for the time being, because I wanted to be part of this chat. Moment.
Standing here assuring you that I will not relent in working with all of you with available resources and is getting home and the foreign exchange. Yes, I could have stayed to say I want to share my benefit and participate in the arbitrage. But God forbid, no. That's not why you elected me. That will benefit not only you, but your grandchildren and our tomorrow.
Nonsense.
To cater for all Nigerians.
He's talking nonsense about again.
It was today Fashola who was telling me the other time that each time I fly across, I should look down. We share the joy with me that we adhere to true federalism.
That's Kolu. You know he's lying, Abi. You know he's talking nonsense, Abi. I mean, whenever he's in his element, he can start telling you economic this, economic that, and the other, whatever, right? And let's go back to this INEC guy who has been trying to kind of change the conversation, okay? Now, if it is difficult for people to remember that INEC actually publicized They spent a lot of money, trying to convince the rest of the world that this was never going to be like anything you've seen at all in Nigeria. People like us said, no, it's actually going to be one of the worst you've ever seen. And it came out to be one of the worst that you would ever see. But you see that Okoye guy, stuttering, lying, somebody papa, somebody husband, somebody's boss. And they hang the destiny of millions of you in the hands of a drug lord. Now, what will happen? They have started mentioning God, 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 Abi. What do you think is going to happen? The religious industry is going to further boom. It's going to boom even further now. Because a lot of you are going to begin to disturb Jehovah, Jireh, Allah, and every God you believe in now. And you're going to leave the politicians alone because of the likes of Festus Okoye, who will never be very honest. They, unfortunately. And then you have Nigeria, Abi. Let's go forward a bit. Okoye, before Okoye continues, okay, this is Yakub Mumudu, the criminal, Mr. Fraudster that announced a drug star as your president. They were deceiving people. I said, they are lying to you. This guy was serious. He was everywhere. They will say, honorable, Professor Kine. A reminder what Yakubu actually said, that they have been trying to say, no, it didn't matter. Even though we said it, it doesn't matter. We can change it. All that nonsense. And changing it is why you have this problem right now. Legitimacy problem against, of Kolu. A divided, impoverished, and looted country. And these guys, do you know that they're going to, Kolu is likely going to announce his ministerial nominees in this July. And guess what you are going to see? Your politicians. And you kind of start, you have a little bit of a distraction for like a week or two. When you begin to tell yourself, I trust that one. He could do a great job as Minister of Work. I trust this one as Minister of Justice. As you will deceive yourself like you did 8 years ago. And I will be here to remind you that, okay. Mumudu Yakubu.
Be assured that the beavers has come to stay. Electronic transmission of results has come to stay. Public display of polling unit results through IREV has come to stay. With today's initiative, the elimination of the negative use of money in our electoral process will be tackled head on. Once again, I would like to appreciate the Nigeria Police and other security and safety agencies, the ICPC, the EFCC, the MBC, and ACON for their support and partnership. I would similarly like to appreciate the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, political parties, civil society organizations, trade unions, professional bodies, financial institutions, and all our invited guests for honoring our invitation and for standing by INEC in our shared commitment to credible elections in Nigeria. I won't forget to also thank the MacArthur Foundation and the Center for Democracy and Development Nigeria for their support. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 20th December 2022, the Commission will also take a major step in the preparation for the 2023 general election with the signing of the revised Memorandum of Understanding with the Road and Maritime Transport Unions, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, and the National Association of Road Transport Owners for Land Transportation. Be assured that the beavers
has come to stay. IREV has come to stay. But this was before election. After election, Okoye.
Have you been able to fully upload all the results from the presidential election on the IREV portal?
You cannot fully upload all the results because there were places where elections did not take place. And I'll give you an example. Before the election, we told Nigerians that elections will take place only in 176,606 polling units, as against the number of polling units we have in the country, because in some of those polling units, we do not have registered voters. So you don't expect results from the IREF for all these other polling units where we did not deploy. That is one. Secondly, in places where there were violent disruption of the elections, you don't expect results from those polling units. And so I think that it will not be right to expect that the IREF will contain results from 176,606 polling units. That is far-fetched.
How many have you uploaded now so far?
Well, I don't have the figure offered, but the results, substantial number of the results are already on the IREF.
I mean, why did it take INEC that long to upload the result?
Well, as a lawyer, I'm going to be slightly circumspect and slightly careful in answering some of your questions, because some of the issues relating to the issue of result upload, especially for the presidential election, is pending before the election petitions court. And the commission, I think on the 3rd of July, we opened its defense around the issue of result upload and the issues surrounding it. So if you permit me, I will just try as much as possible to avoid answering that question, because it's one of the major issues before the election petitions court. And
do you hear him stuttering? I am because I'm go for 47 seconds out of that 2 minutes video you just watched. 47 seconds out of that, he was I cannot say but he was able to tell us that some polling units have no registered voters. Remember when they said they were weeding out those fake voters, multiple voters, underage voters, and INEC was posting pictures everywhere that people should go and check. If you see underage, they will remove them. You remember that time, that bobo? So they have polling units without registered voters, Abi? And that is why 5 months after the election, the result of the elections are still not uploaded. And from the documents presented by INEC themselves to the same courts, 18,088 polling units have blank result sheets, even though numbers were announced for them. When they put that together averagely, that's about 3 million votes. 3 million. No explanation where it's just blank. No result. But how did you come by the numbers you announced for Kolu? Well, we came with the numbers anyway. Then show the numbers. No, we can't show you. Why? Because we just can't show you. Really? Because that's exactly what I have said. That's exactly the way I could put it. It's not hard. I mean, is that hard to explain? So I said he couldn't say things that are already in public. Well, anyway, in 3 days' time, the court is going to be hearing the defense of INEC, Tinubu, Shitty Boy, APC, Egbekegbe. And since they are all in the same WhatsApp group, you can tell what are the odds. I mean, if you asked me, a layman, I said the odds is not really looking good. Anyway, and that is that, because I mean, generally, this kind of odd look good to you, like on the streets. Would you?
This one 13,000. That small one there, 9,000. So how much this one could come be? No, this one. Hey. Which one? How much this one? No, how much is that? 22,000. This one 13,000. That small one there.
22,000. And these are just the younger brothers of Shege Banza. I mean, if they have money, if you have money to buy things, even if they are expensive, I mean, I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how people are going to kind of, I don't know how you are handling it, because I have tried many times to see and picture myself in this situation. In fact, I gave myself a certain salary in Nigeria. It's okay, let's say I'm actually comfortable and I'm earning 500 grand every month. 500 grand in Nigeria is good money, you will say. But divide that money by 4. What do you get? 120,000, Abi? 25,000. Okay, let's say 125,000 naira. That's exact value of what 500,000 is in the real sense of it. And it will keep losing that value with all these self-centered policies that they make you believe are all coming to favor you. No, it will never favor you. I've seen it before. It's not coming down. Do you get that? And in this case, like just a reminder, okay, the Wailing Wailers forms are now available for free. We don't expect a lot of you to pick up the forms yet, okay? We, the Association of Wailing Wailers, under Bokwari's 8 years, we witnessed the crying criers who once said they were praising praisers or praise singers, while we were pointing out how dangerous what they are praising and supporting would destroy them, destroy their families, destroy their businesses. They called us Wailing Wailers. It didn't take long, ladies and gentlemen, before those who were praising praisers or praise singers started turning into the crying criers. We ended up being the shoulders that a lot of them ended up having to cry on. You know that? 8 years of living in denial. Some didn't last that 8 years before coming to that reality. Ladies and gentlemen, when they came with change, all right, when you're suffering, when they introduce you to this downhill road, this dark hole of suffering and enjoying, suffering and smiling, they call it. You suffering, you love it. You suffering, you love it. If the suffering should go away, you miss it. So therefore, hug that suffering. It started in 2015. They called it change. I said, no, it's not change. It is chain. Chain. It was chain. They called me Wailing Wailer. When the team began, they hooked them one by one. A lot of them have lost strength to even fight back anymore. Bokwari, was pain, wrote himself in again. And yeah, they call it a next level. I said, no, it's not like next level. It is next devil. You go see devil face to face. He go wear shirt. You go on try relate with him because you have you have no idea what he has in stock for you. And the stock that the devil had in stock for you, the stuff that the devil had in stock for you, they are all packaged from the policies of Bokwari that will touch you, even if he no touch you. You know that kind of thing. People's businesses were disappearing, were dying. People's relationships were collapsing, destroying. Economic strength of the people were breaking away, right? Bokwari no touch a lot of people, but the thing touch them. It is not next level. It will be a next devil. You will come back and tell me how it is. A lot of them didn't come back to tell me because no strength. Then they brought something. They said that it is, what did they call it? Renewed hope. I said, are you crazy? Are you not tired? Renewed hope from somebody who no feel even tell you what you want to do. Somebody who no even feel articulate, even if you won't lie to you, like politicians do. Come on, make it real. Make it look real. Not a demented, what do you call it? Kalu. They say I go cry to 2027. Me, cry. Maiyegun. If you are in my position, doing my own kind of crying, it's quite better than the kind of cry that a lot of you have to cry inside your dark room. The ones that tells you and reminds you that in this life, just get sense. If you no get time, somebody else will use. Get sense because you have brain. Now, if you get brain, you don't get sense. Somebody else will actually manipulate that your weak mind and that your brain, and they will use you to get their own whatever sense they want to make out of the whole thing. I said that. You go cry, Maiyegun, you go cry till 20. I said, how am I going to cry when you are all here, somehow, trying to look for who to blame for the decision you made yourselves, okay? It is not renewed hope. Renewed hope? How? Can he even explain that to you? Can he sit down with you for a straight hour and answer your questions based on whatever they wrote inside that manifesto? Of course he can't. You know that. Then you are hoping on that. I said, no. Now renewed shege. People call to tell me, say, what you they see right now? A lot of them crying right now, screaming here and there. Those ones who are doing it in the open, those who are doing it secretly, those who are complaining and murmuring. It doesn't matter. What you are seeing right now is called aburo shege. Because shege bansa funrara. When it take foothold, I swear to God, you will scream. Then you can pick up the forms. You join us, the Wailing Wailers. We will continue to wail this sense into your ears. Elections have consequences. And everybody go pay. Just make sure that you have the price. Or sure you have the worth to pay it, whether you are in Nigeria or not. So yeah, they are currently on that, somebody said at least by the end of 2023, when Shege Bansa don't show up, and a lot of you have come to that reality, you've celebrated all the things that make you feel like something is going to be different, Abi. In a single month, by the way, under this Tinubu, the total number of people, Nigerians killed, I remind you, this last 30 days of Tinubu, the record has shown that 432 Nigerians have been killed by terrorists. They are not making the headlines so much to you. No, now, Abi, because you are waiting. You know that once Tinubu starts, all the terrorists go disappear. Abi, should be you are open, Abi. They don't kill 432 so far. That's official number. Unofficial number, you know that it could be double, Abi. Just 31 days. I'm not making it up. Go and read about it. Sure you get. But for now, enjoy that. Is it called banter on social media? Banter. Continue crying. I see what you Jagaban. I see this and that. There is a season for that, okay? You are at that stage now, okay? You can indeed endure. Tell yourself, once Ashiwaju settle down, let's give him time. By the time you realize that, there's actually no time. He's already started dealing with you. Now, you never settle down to reality yet. So you can begin to, you can continue to tell yourself that, let's give him time to settle down. Let all the people where they cry. As Maiyegun, just make sure, say, your frustration no push you to go do video. Sure you get, like, you are a Kolu supporter. You are the ones who believe that, Yoruba local this and that. When you begin to feel the shege, please pray to your God. Make you no go turn on your camera phone and begin the rant. We go use you. Tell the rest of the mumus like you that elections have consequences. When they say Yoruba local, they are not referring to you. When they said they mean local, it wasn't talking about any of you. And you are about to find out. Just have it at the back of your mind, okay? Instead of becoming a crying crier in no distant future, right? Prepare your mind. It is not coming down. And they are not planning to reduce whatever you are going through, whether you are in Nigeria or you are not in Nigeria, And that is the honest truth. So if your prayer is to say the court should save you, do you see why I always say amen to that? I just thought I should remind you. There's something happened, right? Where Peter Obi go call Tinubu Mr. President. You remember that convoy thing? Aha! They pick it up immediately, right? You know, Peter Obi was reacting to Kolu, the wastage in public, wastage of public fund or something, right? And Maiyegun called Tinubu, Mr. President. Now, so the obedient were like, no, don't do, you know. So he ended up deleting it. So that became a side of, side brouhaha on the side. But this is what you have to say about this convoy. Let it be on record too.
Agitating my mind, which I would like you to talk about. Yesterday we saw a video of a very long convoy of Mr. President, and we know that's one of the things you usually preach against. I don't know how you felt when you saw that video. I don't know if you have seen it, sir.
I wasn't opportune to see the video.
It consisted of 124 cars.
I wasn't opportune to see it. You are just telling me. But let me tell you what I've always said. The present Nigeria requires that all those who serve and lead must do so by example. The behavior and their current public conduct must be a consonance with what the society requires today. We cannot continue to preach for the people to sacrifice without sacrificing. We must not, the sacrifice must not start from the leaders. Visibly, measurably, on all sides. Because the people are suffering. And we must now be at the forefront of the suffering. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, he deleted the tweet, and people won't stop talking about it. But there's something about about this guy, Peter Obi, I kind of want to say just before we go to the next one. Okay, did you notice that? It's strange, yo. I mean, I don't know if you have ever thought about it this way, okay? Right? Out of all the politicians in Nigeria, in fact, Tinubu, Atiku, Kwakwanso, Obi, and the rest of them, I kind of figure that those who have become the victims of the corrupt ones are those who are mostly vociferous, like aggressive. And I'm like, what exactly is that, let me put it this way. Like, Peter Obi in Nigeria, right? It is the right for you to steal. Like, it's okay. Buy properties, or what do you mean? I mean, what do I mean? Like, even landed properties of government, claim them, do all of that. It's like normal. Okay? But I realized that those of you who actually detest Peter Obi, you detest him because you were like, why is he going to be different from others? Look at it this way. The rest of these politicians, after stealing what they will steal when they had the chance of being the executive or in political office, what have you, that people actually knows that these rogues are billionaires because of money they have stolen. You have a guy who served as governor, and throughout his time, even up till this moment, no member of his family could be linked to anything that has to do with the government of the states or the properties or the people of the state. He was governor, right? This guy came out and he said that if anybody could come out and give evidence that he, Peter Obi, took anything from Anambra when he was governor for himself, he will stop running for any political office. Baba, for almost a year now, no one has single-handedly come out and say, this is the money. This particular one is in his wife's name, or is in his daughter or son's name. This one is in his friend's name. This guy had commissioners for 8 years who were commissioners in Anambra. They are alive, right? Nobody came out to say, but I know he's commissioner of this now. That one stole money. Like you will see of others, right? Like, I am like, what is really wrong with the people? Like, those of you who were claiming that you quite love Nigeria. So you hate this guy for not being a thief enough. Like, it's not a thief enough. Because that's what I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm saying the way you can count with your hands and count with everything you have, the people associated with all that, all these rogues and criminals, what they have become, and the people they served, how their lives have become. You know that. But a lot of you are so angry at a man that didn't steal anything from you or anyone. Like, put it that way. I mean, I don't know. I mean, even though it's all kind of a joke in a way, I keep asking myself, right? Like, somebody will tell you he's a pretender. He's just a liar. He's too lying, this and that. And I'm like, how? The normal Nigeria that you know, it would, I mean, look at it. He saved money, Abi, in Anambra. He improved education, this and that, Abi, in Anambra. Immediately he left Anambra. The person who took over after him, what happened to him? Did he not end up in EFCC? Because of money stolen by himself and his wife and people they know with them. So I begin to kind of wonder, like, I mean, this doesn't make sense, but well, it's Nigeria. It's quite strange, isn't it? I hate that Obi. Why? He's a liar. He's a liar. What did he do in Anambra? He did not. Why are you so aggressive? Why? It's not because of Anambra. That's why you hate him. No. Let's be honest. I mean, you hate him because people feel like he's different from other thieves. And you are angry that you can't actually prove that. Like you could easily count with other thieves. Like, I don't understand. Like, you hate a man that didn't steal anything from when he had the chance of doing so. I mean, he was governor. He could do it. Yes, EFCC will arrest him. They will begin to say they have his property under investigation. He said if you see any house in his name, outside the one he built in his Anambra before he became governor, he said you should take it. But you still kind of will be like, I mean, I don't know. This is me in my own time when I begin to look like when people talk about Nigerian politicians, okay? Like they actually care about Nigeria, okay? Like if you look at why are you so kind of passionately, because I know some of you who passionately hate Obi. And you hate him because people feel like he's better than these people and all that. Then you are just somebody who, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'll let you kind of tell me more if you have a chance to in this regard, okay? Obaino had to run to America, remember? This is the person who came after him. He plundered all the money. Okay. They said part of the money is used to build the Anambra airport. The Obaino had to his name. Okay? So he saved money, he's not corrupt, he didn't spend lavishly, his commissioners are not thieves, they are professionals who went back to their private lives, not join politics to be senators, to be this and that, like normal way in Nigeria. So it's like Nigerians just hate that. Like, how dare you think it's better than them? Is it because he saved money? He shouldn't save it, spend it. That's what Nigerians want. The culture of saving, investment, it's un-Nigerian, unfortunately. So when you now say you passionately don't like, I'm like, why? Why? I mean, what did he do? Ask yourself that question, by the way. Just ask yourself, like, why? He's a liar. Your politicians are liars. And they? Tifnumbu is a liar. Atifku is a liar. So if Obi is a liar, then can we begin to look into how his lie affects you? I mean, just like simply, same way you are going to passionately, aggressively call for the head of Showore. That Showore doesn't fit to be a president. He cannot even be. They're supposed to jail him. Who are you asking to jail someone? You're asking other thieves to jail somebody because you feel like, why is it feeling like it's different? It's not going to be the same when you have the chance. So I don't understand. Like, you hate people because they are not corrupt enough, like your criminal leaders. That's what I see. That's how I see it. You call it experience, for goodness sake. Experience in what? Stealing, looting, manipulation, and all of this. This is their trade. This is what you know them with. This is who they are. You call that experience? I mean, I don't understand. You need to have experience to be president of Nigeria. What experience? This experience? I mean, I don't get it. You know, you need to build bridges and all that nonsense you tell yourselves and all that. I keep asking myself this, you know, like, let's even just ask, like, you know, people who are educated, sensible, and all that, right? They just hate people who are not corrupt enough. They hate it. You need to be corrupt. You need to be dark mind. You must have done. You need to do something evil at a very large scale. Something that is scary. Something that makes them hate you. But the more they seem to hate you, in this kind of evil way, the more they want you to come and rule them. But when they hate you for being different from the evil they know, that's a different level of hate. Sure you get. A few days ago, we were talking about the religious manipulation in northern Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you this once, and I'm going to take it off. Okay? You see that image that I just showed to you right now? It's an image of a woman in Cross River State. I'm going to go look for that, that name. Give me 1 second, though, because since last time when I was told that when you see a victim of this kind of barbarism, we should mention their names, because they are not just a number. They are human beings. They were human beings before the hand of the weaponized ignorance, weaponized poverty took a life. So that woman, let's see if I can put her up one more time, like that. Right. That lady is called, she is Madam Martina Oke Itagbo. And this sad event took place in a place called Old Netim at the Akampa local government area of Cross River State. Madam Martina was accused of witchcraft by those who believed that they are probably religious. Christians, so this is not even Islamic North, though. This is Christians South, though, Cross River State, where the the level of poverty and weaponization of that same poverty over time has also helped those who are the merchants of ignorance, where they are chasing down people for witchcrafts. Children will be burnt alive, or tortured to death. Men, women will be tortured. Vulnerable people will be tortured and burned to death in this part of Nigeria, simply because the accusation of witchcraft. Now, you see that Madam Martina, you know what they did to her? They said an accident happened just around, our area, and somehow she was accused of the devil causing the loss of lives through road accidents in a local government. Let me explain this better for you. The way they actually put it, to deserve death. They said, Madam Martina has a witchcraft that is so powerful that she is responsible for road accidents in River State. And her agents, with their witchcraft, they cause road accidents in River State that has cost people so much of their lives. Many, many people have died because of her. So, 2 days or so ago, an accident happened again around the area. With this level of ignorance and aggression, they marched down to her house, dragged her, and they accused her that her day was up. The evil will end that day. The police didn't save her. They watched as the mob dragged her to the main road, stoned her until she couldn't move anymore. Then they set her ablaze. According to them, they have burnt and killed the devil, causing road accidents in River State. Cross River State, rather. Cross River State. That was the state of Ayade. The man that said he was building the Olympotic budget, Olympopotic this and that, budget of Mesmeritas, and they were dipping their people in more poverty. Mind you, it was building monuments like a Komiku whatever center where people can go and pray for a better state so that they can get job. It's ridiculous. This is weaponization of poverty using the same religion. And this exists, by the way. It is a pandemic until they did this. A few days ago, they burnt a man, a butcher, in Sokoto. They said he blasphemed. He insulted the prophets. Therefore, the sentence was death sentence. I mean, how do you blame witchcraft for witchcraft for road accident, if not because of weaponization of ignorance? A lot of us grew up hearing those myths, by the way. Hearing the myth like when the politicians and the government fail to build infrastructure, indeed, they blame it on evil spirits when accident happens. For example, when you build an inadequate bridge over a stream, river, or whatever, and at the end of the day, no adequate infrastructure to guide through those who are going to be using the bridge, no speed breaker, no nothing. Then people who have accident, they jump into their vehicles delve into those rivers, and guess what? It must be some evil spirit inside that river. In fact, Mami water inside that river needs some sacrifice. We need to go and give that Mami water something, or else she will continue to take the life of innocent people, because it was a new bridge. It's not just the bridge. It's just people lose their mind and they delve into water and they die. On and on like that. That's how it does. Okay, that's what they do. And we grew up hearing all this myth from everywhere. So when you wake up in Nigeria, you are expected to know how to pray. Okay? So you have to pray for evil spirits not to see to your matter this day. As you go out of your house, you want the Holy Spirit to guide you, or any other spirit you know that is powerful than the evil spirit of people who drink blood on the road. Not because there's actually no real infrastructure to guide and protect you when you are on the road. No. Okay? So when you then go and come back home, on your way home, you are likely going to have to remind God, God, please, I hope by the time I get home, there's going to be power, electricity. That's our life. That's how we were raised in a way. Maybe not all of us, okay? Some of you had it much better, right? I'm speaking from experience. So they turned us into prayer warriors. We began praying for things that are quite like normal things. Basic amenities become prayer points for people. Father, Lord, you provide us today with this delicious dinner for this family. We have not had this better meal in the last 2 years. Father, Lord, please don't make this our last better meal. We want our life to remain this way so we can continue to eat better food. You know, oh, Lord, Father, I have my son who is actually, applying to gain admission into the university. He's got all the grades and all of that, but this is Nigeria. I need to pray to God that I meet people who are not going to substitute the name of my son for the name of somebody else's son who could pay better. Like, you have to pray that when finally something comes to you, you have to be so grateful, including if you go to work and come back home alive. You need to be grateful. So it's not hard when those criminals fail to build those things, all right? And then they turn you into prayer warriors who pray for God's guidance to at least keep you alive until you make another mistake again. I mean, that's what people do best, right? And it's so unfortunate that there's this popular saying where they say you can't be doing the same thing again and again and expect a different result. You see, when politicians fail, then they weaponize all of these things and then somehow turn everybody into the killing machine. That's what poverty does, by the way. Yeah, it turns people into killing machines. They believe anything. They turn to God. And they begin to see visions, trances, and the rest. And they tell you, they're so certain. If you kind of step on their way, if they have to kill you, they will have to kill you to get to wherever they are promised by faith. Failed leadership, failed country, then the people lost people. So for those of you who know better, I hope you do better. It's going to be my own, conclusion today. These people that are weaponizing poverty in order to weaponize religion are not in any way going to help us. I'll say it that way. If you are one of them, or if you are those who kind of believe in that, you know what I mean? Think about what I just said. If they can kill people because of their faith in northern Nigeria, and they can kill people in southern Nigeria because of their faith as well, look into the leadership problems there. And if you are looking into leadership problems, right, please don't look at it from the surface at all. Look at the process that actually pop them up, and look at the process that is also urging them on, and see where you belong in all of this. An enabler or a resistor like myself, right? All right, I will leave my line open, take few calls, and call it a night tonight. So thank you for being part of this tonight, and to everybody who is reminding everyone that it's actually good to like the broadcast. If we have over 2,500 of us watching on YouTube alone, there should be something that reflects that too, for sure, which is like the broadcast. And thank you. I am going to go make myself a cup of tea. Now, when I get back, I'll take calls. And you can call in. WhatsApp call only, please. I think there is a little bit of a mix-up, and that has to do with the line where we are going to actually call in and have a chat. I am so sorry that the line is dead, and this is me just finding out. Disappointing, I know, and that is just going to be us having to kind of, break up a little bit tonight, and then we can have a full day tomorrow and next, which is going to be Saturday and Sunday, God willing. So thank you so much, everybody, for tonight. I am going to be back, at least to have this, chat and all that all together as a full package. So for tonight, this is where we are going to draw the curtain. I did try to bring it up, okay, but it is going to take us a little bit while. I mean, putting them all set up and all that. I'm so sorry. I should stop talking. So thank you for spending your evening with me so far. If you joined us midway, watch this from the start again, okay? And if you enjoyed this tonight, remember, you can stay back and, subscribe. So I will see you some other time. I want to say good night. Bye-bye.